Why should one follow spiritual practices? What is the use of doing so in your day-to-day life? In general, it seems to be fun when we are involved in worldly activities. Worldly life seems so interesting, exciting, and with so many possibilities for us to be successful and happy. That is all well and good, as long as things are going okay with your life. There may be little problems and minor ailments here and there, but for the most part, your life is good. You have a good job, comfortable home, decent car, a nice companion, perhaps children, some good friends, a little accumulated wealth, and so on and so forth. So you live with this conceited feeling that you're really great and that you have accomplished so much. So far, so good. But then all of a sudden, life gives you a blow. One or more things could happen. For example, you lose your job. You're treated badly or unfairly at work or even at home. Perhaps the stock market crashes and you lose tons of money. Maybe your spouse or mate goes away for good and leaves you all alone. Perhaps someone very close to you, someone you loved dearly, suddenly passes away. Maybe you contracted a deadly disease or illness that either debilitates you or makes you suffer immensely. Perhaps people whom you trusted wholeheartedly turn out to be con artists who only want your money and who don't have even an iota of genuine sentiment of love or friendship for you. Thus, there are so many things that can happen to hurl you into a whirlpool of misery. The thing is, when things were going well with you, or your life was pretty normal and acceptable, you never wondered about how mentally strong you are. You never thought about preparing yourself for sudden catastrophes or major problems. You thought that you were immune to troubles and that turmoils only happen to others and not to you. Therefore, when life suddenly gives you one or more of these blows, what usually happens? You crash. You don't know how to handle it. You are devastated. Your mind does not seem to have the strength to bear the misery. You become dejected and depressed. You cannot eat or sleep well, or you eat too much and live a lazy life without any zeal. Why all this? Because your mind is not strong enough to bear these calamities. And what does lack of strength of mind mean? It really means that your mind is flooded with bundles of disturbing, restless, unwanted thoughts, and that your mind is not strong enough to resist them. That's all. Your thoughts determine your misery or happiness. So, how do you make your mind strong? By eliminating or at least reducing your disturbing, unwanted thoughts. People typically believe that when they think and plan furiously, their mind is strong. But that is wrong. The more the thoughts, the weaker the mind is. The weak mind becomes strong when thoughts are eliminated or even reduced. Now you may ask, well, I know all this now, but how do I eliminate or reduce my thoughts? Now you're talking wisely. This is where spiritual practices come into play. They help you to reduce your thoughts and thus make your mind stronger, along with the myriad of other benefits that are too many to enumerate here. So here, let's stick with getting rid of thoughts. So, spiritual practices help you to eliminate or reduce thoughts, which are the one and only cause of unhappiness. I will offer you 5 spiritual practices that you can follow that will help with making your mind strong and prepare it to be ready for future afflictions that may occur, or currently tackle the problems at hand right now. First practice is start believing in a higher power, which is actually within you, but only appears as a personal God or Guru to help you. Trust this power implicitly and surrender yourself to its unlimited power and mercy. When you face troubles, pray to that higher power earnestly to help you, and wait. If you do this, help will come to you in mysterious ways. The second practice is association with the wise. Associate with the teachings of Jnanis, enlightened souls, who have truly realized their real self and who abide in peace and bliss. Or listen to wise people who want to genuinely improve your mind and make your mind stronger. Knowledge is power, but you must also practice what you learned, because practice with knowledge is better than just knowledge alone. Knowledge is like getting the medicine. Practice is like taking the medicine. The third practice is meditation. What is meditation? Meditation is concentrating on just one sacred thought, form, word, or mantra. Or it could be breath control, which is just focusing on the breath, rather watching its movements. You know very well that in ordinary life too, when you focus well on something, you completely forget everything else, and that brings you peace of mind. But if you do this consciously while watching your mind, it is meditation. And meditation helps to reduce or eliminate thoughts and thus makes your mind stronger. The fourth practice is self-enquiry. Thoughts appear in your mind and make you restless because of your ego, called the I thought. This I thought is not really you. It is a false I, parading to be the real you. When you know this and believe this firmly, search in your mind quietly from where this I thought arises. When you do this, the ego or the I thought subsides, and the rest of the thoughts subside with it. This creates peace in your mind. And by practicing this regularly every day, as much as possible, your mind gets into the habit of being quiet automatically. This is the process of self-enquiry. Self-enquiry not only helps you to eliminate or reduce thoughts, but eventually, ultimately, it leads you to know your real self, your real nature, Swarupa. This is called self-realization, which means immortality and eternal bliss. The fifth practice is Karma Yoga. This means accept things that you cannot change or control. To put it simply, live your life and perform your duties and necessary actions without putting pressure on yourself about the results of your actions. The train carries the load, your baggage, whether you place the load on the floor of the train or on your head. Why then place the load on your head and suffer? Attachment is pain. Intelligent detachment is happiness. Let the purpose for which you have come into this world fulfill itself, and resign yourself to the higher power. This will reduce or eliminate unnecessary thinking and worrying. So, to summarize, why should you follow these spiritual practices? What is the use of doing so in your day-to-day life? The answer, in brief, is these spiritual practices will make your mind strong and stable. They will prepare you to tackle and handle any trouble that may assault you when you know it is coming or when you least expect it. So, get interested in these spiritual matters, not just to obey someone's command, whether they are your parents or your religious leaders, but to help yourself to become mentally strong and live with happiness and peace of mind, unaffected by what happens around you. This is why one should follow spiritual practices. This is wisdom, and this is being smart and wise.